A very good evening on this third day of November 2022 and welcome to Chris TV 254 News Edition at 7 Prime. I'm your presenter, Crescent Ouma.
And I, Celine Noela. But first, here are the top stories of the day.
Names of the two bodies retrieved from the forest yet to be identified.
Azimio unveils Wafula Omunyunyi as its Senate candidate in Bungoma by-election.
Second Lady Dorcas Rigathi to introduce boy-child empowerment programs.
Homa Bay residents living in fear of hyena attacks.
And in sports, both Manchester City and Chelsea win as Manchester United and Arsenal go into action tonight. Our SMS number is 9990.
You can also find us on Facebook and YouTube at Chris TV 254.
Or tweet us at Chris_Neymar.
At Celine Noela. Welcome to News in Details.
Starting on a sad note, two bodies that were retrieved from the forest in Kajiado County are yet to be identified.
Besides the identity, the cause of their death also remains a dark night. Our very own Crescent Ouma was earlier today at the site and he had this.
Thank you, Vicky, from the studio. And as you can see, this was the place where the two bodies were retrieved yesterday. And actually yesterday this place was actually packed to capacity by the angry and noisy residents, but now it remains very silent and scattered with no one being around here. So neither residents nor reporters could actually go beyond this boundary, but it was only for the policemen and the forensics who could go actually and assess the bodies that were lying dead the other side. And the only thing that can be spotted from the other side is only the blood stains from the victims who were actually taken yesterday from this place. And just to tell you is that the Directorate of the Criminal Investigations are taking their studies to confirm what was the main cause of the death of the two victims, because we cannot actually get the answer since the victims are dead, asleep and silent, and the murderers remain beyond actually our vicinity. So as friends and relatives continue to pray for their loved ones who have already gone, for their souls to rest in eternal peace, some of the questions remain to linger in their mind, and the questions are: who killed their beloved ones, and what was the reason behind that murder of their beloved ones? And another question is, will they attain justice for the death of their beloved ones? And just as they continue to ask those questions, we also ask the question that what is justice, and can justice actually be attained? So we shall continue to unveil to you everything that unfolds behind this horrific death of the two victims whose names are not yet identified and who are still sleeping restlessly in the morgue in Nairobi. So actually that's all I had to tell you from me here, and back to you in studio.
Indeed, a very sad story, and may their souls rest in eternal peace.
Amen.
Away from that, the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition has unveiled Wafula Omunyunyi as its flag bearer in the Bungoma senatorial by-election.
In a press address today, Azimio leader Raila Odinga said the coalition had settled on the former Kandunyi MP, who is a member of the APK party, and handed in the nomination certificate.
The Bungoma senatorial seat was left vacant after Moses Wetangula vacated the seat following his appointment as the National Assembly Speaker.
In the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission (IBC) is set to conduct the by-elections on December 8th.
Away from politics, Second Lady Dorcas Rigathi has announced plans to introduce nationwide financial empowerment programs she says will specifically target boys and young men.
Mrs. Rigathi, who spoke earlier today, noted that the empowerment projects will be done in conjunction with the Kenya Union of Savings and Credit Cooperatives towards giving young men financial freedom. Our reporter Vitalis Marubu has more.
This is good news to the young men after the second lady, Dorcas Rigathi, announced plans to introduce countrywide financial empowerment programs to them. The second most powerful lady in Kenyan soil, Dorcas Rigathi, said partnering with the cooperative societies will provide possible solutions to the problems of food security, access to affordable housing, and other social issues. Also present was the CEO of Cusco, George Ototo, who assured Mrs. Rigathi of support from the cooperative movement in the project that will be rolled out countrywide. Is this resurrection of the dead hope for the young people of our today's society? Reporting for Chris TV, live from Nairobi County, I am Vitalis Marubu.
Now shifting to Homa Bay County. Livestock farmers and residents of Saramba village in Boya, Homa Bay County, are now living in fear after hyenas attacked and killed their livestock.
Hyenas invaded the homesteads at midnight on Wednesday, where they killed 8 sheep and a goat. Cynthia Gitonga has more.
Nights are meant for sleep, but this is contrary to the residents of Saramba village, Boya, Homa Bay County, since they have to stay awake both during the day and night due to frequent attack by hyenas. The residents continue to express their agony of living in constant fear of being attacked by the wild animals, which they suspect are from the nearby Ruma National Park. The area assistant chief, Milton Kawino, said that the wild animals invaded 4 homesteads and killed the livestock when their owners were asleep. According to the administrator, this is not the first attack by the hyenas in the area, saying several homesteads have been attacked and livestock killed by the wild animals in the past 3 months. So, will they be attended? Reporting for Chris TV 254 from Homa Bay County, I am Cynthia Gitonga.
And in the world of sports, UEFA Champions League ended its last group stage day yesterday, and the results were as follows. AC Milan humbled RB Salzburg by 4-0. Maccabi Haifa was exposed to a 6-1 football torture by Benfica. Borussia Dortmund tussled out to a 1-1 draw with Copenhagen. Paris Saint-Germain beat Juventus by 2-1 in Turin. English champions completed their comeback by beating Sevilla 3-1 in Manchester, while Chelsea edged out Dynamo Zagreb by 2-1. Europa League will be back in action today as Arsenal welcomes Zurich in the English capital, while Real Sociedad clash with Manchester United for Group E top spot. That's all we had for you today. I'm your presenter, Crescent Ouma.
And I, Celine Noela. Until next time, have a lovely night.